Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiana Piles. I am a co founder of BSTARS, breastfeeding sisters that are receiving support. Thank you for joining us this evening for our monthly virtual BSTARS live meetup. I'm super excited to have someone, just a wonderful friend and uh, business lady, her and her family making it happen. We got a chance to know each other as breastfeeding moms through BSTARS. And so you know how we do. We get together for one thing and then we end up talking about all kind of other things that we need help with and support with. And um, that's just how it's supposed to be for us,
Right.
together. So I'm joined by Catrice Page. How are you this evening?
I am well. I am doing good, Tiana.
Wonderful. I thank you for joining me this evening. I could not have thought of a better person to be able to have this transparent conversation about something that is a little bit of a taboo for us sometimes.
Yes.
To give it to us straight and kind of at least, just help us to take note and hopefully uh, do better as we're trying to um, take care of our children and our legacy and all.
Right, right. Well, I
So
appreciate it. Thank you for
absolutely,
inviting me to be a part
absolutely.
of the live. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. So I met you first with on your journey with your second baby, breastfeeding.
Yes.
Okay, yes. And so it's amazing how like our children are just growing up. How are my niece and nephews? How are they doing?
They are all good. Everybody's doing well, going to school, participating in their after school activities, keeping us busy, but they they really are the best. So I'm
They are.
thankful. I'm thankful that everybody's well. Yep.
So that is a blessing. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for that. Okay, so well, tell me a little bit about your business. And this being life insurance month, I was thinking of you and what you all do. And so tell us, about your business, and then we'll, get right into it. And if you all have any questions, put them in a comment, and we'll get them answered as well.
Yeah. Okay. So, the name of the business is Page Life Solutions, and it is owned by myself and my husband. His name is Solomon Page, and he has been in the industry for 10 years. He's right over here. So, I have been, he was working, it's an echo. He's been working the business, and I left the previous job that I was working to come and join him as a support person. And then I ended up getting my life and health license to work alongside him because, I mean, it really is important as far as what we do and just helping our community to understand the importance of it. Um, it can be very easy to skim over something like that, especially to skim over life insurance, especially when there are so many other things that just go on in our normal day-to-day life and other things that we feel like we need to prioritize,
Mm-hmm.
especially financially.
Right.
But there are plenty of people who prioritize life insurance and they put it at the top of their list. Because if you're working and you're making a living and you're earning money to provide for your family, you really have to think about it. What none of us want to think that something's going to happen tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
tonight or whenever. We don't want to think that, but it's here so that we can plan for something like that and just make sure we have protection. It's just like we get insurance on our cars and we get insurance even on our cell phones. So
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't we protect the most important thing to our family, which is ourselves and our
Mm-hmm.
ability to earn a living and our ability to earn an income, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So
That was a really good point you made in terms of, like insurances, even on our phones, or in our cars. And I know there are plenty of people out there who think, I'm just going to go on and take that chance, and it is
yeah.
quite the chance because yes, you may drive even years without something happening, but when
Yeah,
it's if and when it does, it's like, oh my goodness, you know?
yeah,
And so I always like figured with insurance, as you become a true adult, it's just one of those things in which you pay for that hopefully you will never have to use, you know.
yeah.
But in terms of like, especially for life insurance, you know, I have been really, especially recently, just trying to work in legacy, and it's like it gives you this peace of mind. But sometimes people don't want to think about that, you know.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And so I figure with life insurance, first of all, of course, it would help with, you know, the final, request
Mm-hmm.
of,
Final
well,
expense.
all right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's interesting in the world we live in, you know, people pop up with GoFundMe's or all this other
Yeah.
stuff because people did not have life insurance. Um,
Right.
but even beyond that, even beyond just, you know, final expenses, you know, how wonderful would it be actually to actually leave our children a little bit of money so that they can be okay, you
For
know?
sure. Yes.
Because you know other people do that
Oh
all
yeah,
the
for sure.
time.
Yes, I know
You
exactly
know,
what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, what a wonderful way, final gift, if you will, to be able to
Yeah.
make sure you have the peace of mind that your family is going to be okay beyond you.
Mhm.
And hopefully invest that properly, legacy money, you know, just that part of it. And so, um,
Yeah.
I feel like we got to get over a few things to take care of some business, you know,
Yeah.
including
Right.
myself. I need to probably, I definitely need to call you. I need to review some things and update some stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but my goodness. All right. So,
Yeah.
is life insurance expensive?
That was gonna be my next point. A lot of people might think that it is expensive, but it definitely isn't. There are different types of insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what you get is dependent upon what you can afford, how much you need, and then some other factors, but it's definitely not expensive. It is more affordable the younger you are.
Hmm.
So we don't suggest waiting because you get the best rate automatically the younger you are, and then all other factors are taken into consideration.
Okay.
So, yep. And there are different types of policies out there. So there's a range that you could end up paying,
Mm-hmm.
but just yeah, it depends on your goals and what you're trying to get done and what you want to do. But just life insurance in general for a typical, I'll say term policy because a lot of people are familiar with a term insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is not expensive at all.
Okay. So yeah. So what is the difference between term and what is it? Whole life insurance?
Well, it's term life insurance and permanent life
Oh.
insurance.
Okay.
Yes. So term life insurance is exactly what it sounds like. It just
Mhm.
lasts you for a specific term, a specific amount of years. And permanent life insurance that lasts you for the rest of your life. That's never going to expire. You'll have it for the rest of your life.
Okay.
So whole life does fit within the permanent insurance policy. It's a type of permanent policy.
Okay. Okay. Girl, excuse me. I thought I was using some of the lingo. Okay.
Oh, you
I'm
are.
I'm,
You
I'm
definitely
no.
are. That's what most people are familiar with because you hear about the Gerber whole life, especially if you're a parent.
Right.
They're
Right.
sending you things in the mail and everything. So yes, you are familiar with the lingo.
Okay. Okay. So in terms of, yeah, because you know you do get a barrage, especially when you right after you have a baby, you start getting them Gerber, you know, letters, and of course
Yeah.
it does make you in a way think of it in a way.
Yeah.
Do you recommend someone going that route or doing something a bit different in terms of cost effectiveness, you know, and all that kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, I guess it just depends. Um, Getting a whole life insurance policy on, your small child, you want every member in your family to be covered
Hmm.
for sure. So
Okay.
starting early while they're babies and while they're small and getting a permanent policy for them
Hmm.
can definitely be effective and affordable if you're
Hmm.
starting early. So
Okay. Okay. Now, I've correct me if I'm wrong, are there certain
Yes,
insurances
ma'am.
that you actually can borrow against and, different things?
Yes. Um, there are types of policies, and that's a part of the permanent life
Okay.
insurance policies.
Okay.
So you can borrow against it. I can give you the name of one. It's called an index universal life insurance policy,
Mm.
and you might hear the popular term going around these days. What are they called? Infinite banking. Have you heard of infinite banking?
Mm-mm. I have not.
Okay, it's a popular term going around, and it's basically what it is. It's an index universal life policy. So I guess to go into detail, it would be great to, because like I said, everybody's situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
So we would basically bill you one according to your goals and what you're able to do at the moment. But
Okay.
you can there are ways where you get the maximum out of it depending upon how much you put into it.
Okay.
So it's almost like a, what you say, like a savings vehicle. I'm talking to Solomon just to see if he agrees. And he can, you know what, that is definitely his specialty. If you
Mhm.
want to link him in.
I'm backstage selling my name.
Oh, okay, he's backstage. So if you wanted to pull him
Oh,
in
sure.
so that he
Okay.
can, yeah, so he can give you some extra details on that topic.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Is he showing up? Did I do it
He
properly?
is. Yeah.
Woohoo! Hey there, Solomon.
Hey, how you
Uh,
doing, Tiana?
Doing good. Y'all looking like all y'all children put together.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Mhm.
I'm really want to first.
Oh, did I lose your can y'all hear me still?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
You gotta mute yourself. Let's put your volume down. Yeah, so I'm sorry, Tiana. First, I just wanted to shout you out and your organization for all the great work that you guys have been doing
Thank you.
since we've been a part of, part of the family. I've been part of our family, like you said, since our second child, and so I didn't want to get on and just start rambling without thanking you for all the good work that you do and inviting us into your space and your platform
I
and
I
everything. So
appreciate
yeah, we
all of that. Solomon, I also want to shout back out to you, as a positive example of Black love and what daddies do in the spaces and what dads do in supporting their queens, especially around breastfeeding. We need a million more examples like you. And so I appreciate all that you do for your family, my sister, and and just I wanted to give that love right back. So thank you.
well, thank you. I appreciate it, and it's an honor to be a part of it. We've learned so much. I've learned so much since she's become a part of the organization and the different events and the different just the education that I've gotten as a man in that role. It's been very very enlightening and stuff that I needed to know. So it's stuff that definitely I appreciate it. But I just wanted to briefly just
Hmm.
piggyback on what Catrice was saying was, there are different types of insurance, and you were asking about, the cash value or the kind that you can borrow against. Uh,
Okay.
that is one that, like Catrice mentioned, infinite banking is a term that's kind of flying around on social media now. And
Hmm.
I love the fact that it is because it's getting people to talking. You might hear more about it now that we kind of dropped the term of what it is. You may start to see it, but really, all it really means, and this really ties in with your point about generational wealth that you made about leaving back death benefit. Um, Not only are you able to do that with an index policy, but growing the cash value at a very efficient clip and being able to pull it out tax free is really that's what infinite banking is all about.
Right.
Creating yourself to be able to be your own bank, and so that's what infinite banking means. So, you know, an example would be, a family, putting in, a few years of funding into it, and then with the goal of maybe pulling out money for a down payment on a new home, or something like that, versus having to go
Wow.
to the bank for lending or go to
Wow.
go to the bank for lending to do home improvements, or uh, it's so many different ways that people utilize those plans. It's really a great tool for college funding because of the way that the policy pretty much forces you to save.
Hmm.
And with the end game, in terms of, if something happened to you, if you met your demise, then your family would still have the death benefit tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it also has that element to take care of you while you're living, with the cash value growth and things of that nature. So you really want to look at those types of plans as, uh, you know, 20-year plans, to be honest, or longer. You want to put into it. It's really, we tell people, it's not a sprint. It's definitely a marathon. It's definitely not a it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It
Mm-hmm.
takes time
Mm-hmm.
for these things to really, do what they're supposed to do. But the beauty of it is that we need to be saving anyway.
Right.
So I kind of explain it in a way to my clients, is that, you have to save anyway. The traditional way of saving has always been running to the banks, and that's okay. That's the way we've been taught traditionally, but and that's
Right.
really mainly boils down to safety. People feel safe with a bank, but if you educate people and let them know that insurance companies have much more security than banks, based on
Mm.
a lot of other factors like assets under management, and their particular rating with, if they're A-rated carriers and stuff like that. You don't really have to worry about safety when investing with insurance companies. So, to answer your question about cash value life insurance and borrowing against it, yes, that is definitely a useful way to get ahead in life and to retire comfortably and things of that nature.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, because like you said, we're used to going to the bank and getting those few cents on the dollar, putting some things away, maybe even a little few more cents on the dollar. But I've never thought in terms of going on and getting insurance policies set up, and then but actually using that in a way to be able to borrow, like you were saying, borrow from yourself, as you still have those other benefits attached. That is definitely some really great food for thought. So thank you for that. All right. So in terms of infinite banking, because now now I've heard it. Can a family of all right, I'll take me for example. Mom with 4 children. Um, oh, and of course we have to sit down very differently and really look through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But on a very broad average, how expensive can that be? Like on a monthly basis of putting into your fund.
So it's a really good question, Tiana, and it's one that, Catrice talked about our process in terms of identifying. We customize everything tailored to the client.
Hmm.
So we try to drill down what's best for you, what's best for your budget, what you got coming in and going out type of stuff. So
Okay.
so we don't stretch. But we've had people come in and contribute as little as $150 a month.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
and really, I tell people too, this is one way to look at it. With 401ks on your job, right? And
Mm-hmm.
let me definitely provide a disclaimer and say that these are not the same. So I'm not comparing the two, but if you frame it, if you look at it through the lenses of, I'm saving for my retirement,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saving for my future, or I'm saving for my kids' college. I got my baby's new. I've got a 17 or 18-year window. I need a good savings vehicle where I can earn enough money to provide for 4 years of college, if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, depending on, we've had people get started, as little as 150 a month, and with, if you think about a typical 401k contributor, someone who's contributing on a regular basis, you're pretty much going to get, a range of maybe 200, I would say, a month, up to, however the max might be. It might be a thousand or whatever they're contributing a month. But
Okay.
give you an idea of a person that's focused on saving for retirement. So
Mm-hmm.
for this particular plan, I kind of coach you along to kind of understand that you're still saving for retirement. It is
Mm-hmm.
a life insurance plan, but it does. I mean, it's a reason that this plan was created, and it was created to build wealth. So, the range can, with this particular, with an IUL can go from 150, just getting your foot in the door. And we basically build it to where you understand that in the
Mm-hmm.
coming years, you plan on increasing your contributions. Maybe it's in a 5-year increment. For 5 years, you may pay $150 a month, and you make a goal to say, in year 6, I'm going to up that $100 and go to 250.
Okay, I see.
Or you might, in the next 5 years, you might take that up to 350 or 450. The,
Mm-hmm.
the goal is to be as aggressive as you can over the years,
Mm-hmm.
because you are benefiting from compound interest. The more that you put into it over time, the year 5, year 10 ticks off, year 15, you're overfunding it. So the goal to get to that infinite banking situation is to overfund.
Hmm.
On the
Hmm.
high end, I mean, we've had people contribute anywhere up to $5,000 a month. We've done some lump sum dump ins. So you can be as aggressive as you can afford, or if you just kind of need to get your foot in the door and start out a little bit less aggressive, then yeah, somewhere around 150 to $200 is a really good way to start.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Okay, thank you. And like I said, I know that of course, in sitting down and really, getting a layout of some things and making it more personalized is what you do. I thank you for that, because I think for like a young mom, a young family, sometimes you are so caught up in the day to day and trying to make things work and all that, that you don't think that you have the ability to take care of the day to day, but also to put like a little bit of something away for the future. And so, just the way our society is. We tend to do what we want, within parameters. And
sure.
so if we have that mindset of, yeah, we still, relatively struggling, we're still young, we're still doing all this stuff like this, but at the same time, instead of us doing a maybe more frivolous thing, which we do every now and again, let's put this over here, that's going to last, so much longer. And so to say $150, to $200, that's still some money, but in having that mindset to know what it's doing long term, that definitely puts things in perspective. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
Now,
I appreciate it. And it's one of those things that if you just give us a chance to just, if you want to look at numbers and you're curious of how it might look, then
mm-hmm,
we employ your people or anyone that you know to just reach out. We can design something. We don't charge to do that. We just, design you up a plan that, may look good to you. And if it's not, then we go back to the drawing board and try to, refigure how we can make it work. But we go to work for you, to give you an idea of what it can look like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years down the line. Our goal is to get our clients to generational wealth. That's what we're trying to get with our four and our family,
mm-hmm,
our kids as they come along. And that's how we treat our clients, as if we're all on that same mission. So and that's not to say, like Trees hit on earlier about term insurance.
mm-hmm.
Um, it's one of the most useful tools. And real quickly, I'm not going to talk a long time, but
No, no,
term,
we're good. We're good.
term is so useful because when you have babies,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you want to make sure that you have as much death benefit as you can afford to have. And term is the best way to go because it's the most affordable.
Okay.
We are big proponents of term because we know we have a lot of mouths to feed. So, I'll never condone putting more permanent coverage on you than you have in term if you have babies and mouths to feed behind you, because permanent insurance is not cheap. You know, it costs much more for the same $150,000 IUL policy. The same $50,000 term policy is going to cost you much less. So
Hmm.
definitely, if you're a young parent, if you have a parent, with young kids, term is definitely a way to start.
Okay.
It's not about death either. Our plans are not the old term plans. Um, our term plans come with the living benefits where if you get sick, if you have some type of diabetes and it gets severe, or, a heart attack that takes you off work, or cancer, even terminal illnesses.
Hmm.
Those are hard things to talk about. You mentioned earlier that, a lot of times this one of those things that people don't want to talk about. And
Right.
I said, you were so right, because just this morning, my lawn guy, the guy that cuts our yard, I was talking to him, and I broached the subject again with him, but because I had talked to him about it maybe a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
Second child, and I asked him, I said, well, you know, have you guys addressed your insurance needs? I know you have a growing family, and I know last time we talked, it wasn't a good time. I think, and what I found out is that his wife is very she has some trepidation about even talking about it. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes just having that fear of just talking about it will force a person to just put it behind them and go on about their daily lives and working and providing until something happens. Usually what happens is someone close to them passes and it puts it back on their mind, or the worst case is something happens to them. And I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that, this stuff here, man, is tough to talk about, but I kind of put it on him to soften her heart on it, because he has to explain to her at this point that this is an act of love. I'm
Right.
doing out of my love for you and the family, and I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry about me passing away. That's not up to us. I just want to put this stuff in place in case, and let's move on. So once you put it in place and move on, then you don't really have to think about it as much anymore. You actually have more of a peace of mind at that point. I know,
Right.
I know we did. We put some stuff off, even though we're in the industry. We knew as kids were coming fast. We wasn't upgrading policies quick enough. We weren't upgrading our policies quick enough and things of that nature, and we drug our feet a little bit. So we real life people too. Things happen. We get busy. But you gotta at some point handle the.
I
Did you
think I
say?
lost you real quick. Okay.
Yeah, we got cut. I had a call come in, but I was just saying at some point, we definitely have to get over that fear of talking about it and planning. Because as you mentioned, Treese mentioned, it's about insurance, car insurance, phone insurance,
Right.
all different things. But we're the most important asset is earning our money, going out, taking care of our family, earning our money. So at
Okay.
some point, to just handle the business and put that fear behind us. So
Right. Okay. So, and me listening. All right. So, term policy is still a good policy. It's just not, it doesn't have the flexibility of
no
permanent,
cash,
right?
no
Okay.
cash. You just, I mean, if you can, but a lot of times that's why we combo it up. If you're
Mm-hmm.
interested, we do a term, man. Maybe you look at an IUL plan.
Hmm.
Um, just depending on what you want to do. But no, term is just straightforward death benefit
Okay.
and those other living benefits that cover illness and sicknesses, and
Hmm.
illnesses and injuries, I should say.
Okay. Okay. Can you turn a term into a uh permanent policy?
Yeah, Catrice is familiar with conversions, and she does. We do conversions, and you really want to be when you have a it depends on your carrier. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, we definitely try to align with carriers that have really good convertibility options and put you into a permanent, like, so for those of us that maybe not know what converting is, it's really where you purchase a term policy. Maybe you've got an old term policy and you're interested in turning it over into a permanent plan. Most term policies will allow for you to convert it into some type of permanent plan, whether it be a whole life, a universal life, or maybe even if you're fortunate, hopefully it's an IUL.
Hmm.
Um, it depends on your carrier, but you definitely have certain guidelines, certain time limits on when you can convert and things of that nature. But you can turn your term into a permanent plan in most cases.
Hmm. Okay. That's great because you, as you talked about, maybe like a young family, maybe term made sense for them in that moment, but feeling like that they haven't lost their investment. When they finally do have enough money to do something, that's hopeful. Thank you for that. Okay, so I wanted you all to be able to talk about. We talked, of course, a lot about life insurance, which was super helpful. And at the end of this, I want y'all to give all of your social media and everything like that, so people can reach out and get some questions answered and hopefully some other help. What are the other services in which Page Life Solutions offers?
Well, we're the market for we did mention college funding plans and stuff of that nature, but I did want to touch on this as well. I think we're evolving in terms of how we portray what we do. But I've been in the IRA market for years, so we also do rollovers from 401ks. So a perfect example during this pandemic, we had a lot of people. It's almost like an exodus. We had a lot of people, especially moms, because
Mm-hmm.
you know, mom, you know, working moms out of the home, in the home. It's a lot of situations, but moms were getting tired of just the stuff that was coming along with the pandemic. You have people in general were getting tired of it. So
Mm.
we're quitting our jobs now. So if you're that person that, you know, decided to quit your job and go on a start a venture entrepreneurial journey, then what we do is because if you're younger than 59 and a half years old, you don't have really a lot of options that you can do with that 401k once you leave your job. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of cases, people just leave their 401ks just sitting at their jobs. And we're like, no, don't leave it sitting there. Let it put it in a place where it will continue to work for you.
All
Um,
right.
and in a lot of, some cases, if you leave it there, you check back on it 2 years later, you lost a percentage of your funds because of the
Right.
volatility. So
Right.
yeah, we're able to come in and do rollover. So if you're that person that needs to look at options for your old 401k sitting somewhere, and you're one of those people that quit your job and it's just been sitting there, we tell people all the time, you took all your pictures off the wall from your cubicle and all your personal things, take your 401k too. You can still do stuff with it. Um, so that's key. And then just retirees in general, anyone over 59 and a half, if you have, people that's got tenure at jobs and they're getting ready to walk out the door and retire, we assist them with putting them in proper, in the right positions with their 401s and things of that nature, and positioning them for a comfortable retirement, comfortable income and retirement. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that those are really our hot spots, if I would say. But we also do disability income plans, um, children's whole life. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, we do a number of different things.
okay. Those are all amazing and topics for discussion for another live.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing all that. How can you all be reached for more information?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, we are on yeah, Catrice. We just lost Catrice, but we're on Instagram, of course. We're on Facebook at Page Life Solutions. I don't know. I guess I maybe can
This
put
in
this
the
in a
chat,
chat
but
where
can everybody see that?
they will be able to see it. Yes.
yeah, I'll add it to the chat. But you can follow us at Page Life Solutions on Instagram,
Okay.
um, on Facebook. Our website is www.pagelifesolutions.com. You can go there and kind of browse around. You can check us out on Google, BBB, and all those good things.
Okay.
And we definitely, look forward to working with anyone, that comes our way.
Awesome. Catrice, on our Memphis B Stars page, would you, as this goes up, would you put in the comments you all's link as well? That way people can click on that and follow you all also. Thank you. Technology these days. Oh, awesome. Oh, well, is there anything else that you all would just like to share in general as we close out?
Thank you.
I
I
just
just
want
want to thank you.
I'll let Catrice have it, but thank you for inviting me on, Tiana, again. And I look forward to the next time.
Absolutely. Same here. My pleasure, Solomon. Hey, sis.
Hey,
Your,
sis.
your man is amazing.
Thank
I,
you. I agree.
y'all are both amazing. I love y'all.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thanks a bunch. I love him too. And we love you. He's great at what he does, and he really is passionate about helping people and doing whatever he can to the best of his ability to get coverage, in the best way for every person. So it really is a pleasure to do this with him and to be on this journey with him.
hmm.
So
All right. Well,
I wanted to tell you, Solomon gave you your appreciation and everything, but I wanted to tell you thank you for just being here and being in our community in the capacity that you are, and you do so many things, and I don't think people are aware of just how much you do with Tennessee Breastfeeds and the coalition, and you sit on a chair for the United States Breastfeeding
committee.
Association, right? So it's
Committee.
so much. Yes,
Good.
and we
Thank
we
you.
need it. We need you, and I mean, we definitely appreciate what you're doing, and our gratitude goes out to you. So thank you for inviting us to do this and be a part of this.
Oh, thank you, and thank you, girl. It was so good to see you and our friend. I love like how we just network and we move, and there might be an ask, and it's like, sure, let's what we got to do. Helen, I see. Thank you for the love. Um, and so just like even seeing y'all in Nashville, just y'all, y'all little birds walking around, that just warms my heart because like we're working, but it's all around family, and this is just a passion
Yes,
there. Um,
yes, it's the best thing ever.
so I so appreciate you. We do what we can in this work, and so sometimes I find it hard to accept a compliment because I just feel like I'm doing what
No,
I can. But I so appreciate you, and
yes,
I
ma'am.
feel the same about you in this work. And just hey, that baby. Oh, I look forward to seeing y'all. Hi.
This is
Mm-mm.
Yasir,
Hi, I see her.
and
Mm-mm-mm.
we're still breastfeeding, so that's why Solomon brought
Woohoo!
him to me.
Okay, yes. How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good with him. Yes, we are
Okay.
probably nearing the end. I didn't go more than like around 2 years for
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah, that's wonderful.
so we'll see how it goes.
See, y'all still don't even know me properly. See, we gotta see more of each other. Yes. My goodness. Oh, well, go, mommy, go. And as we know, every breastfeeding and pregnancy journey is very different from, each other. So thank God for
Yes,
that sometimes,
yes,
I'm just proud of you and the wonderful examples in which you just have helped other sisters through, your family has helped. So thank you so much.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, I hope y'all have a great evening. I hope I didn't keep you too long.
Okay, you too.
Okay. That's right. Yes, Yasir, you need your mama. All
You
right.
ready for the meet?
That's right. Yes. All right. Well, y'all take
Okay.
care and have a good
All right, you
evening.
too, Tiana.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right. So let me see if I can figure out how to. Yeah, if you all will come off for me that'll probably be the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
Okay. So, just in closeout, what I wanted to share with you all, thank you all so much for joining us. That was a topic near and dear to my heart, just especially trying to work on generational wealth for us. And in the system in which we live in, there has to be a better and happy medium how we are able to take care of our children and our families on a daily basis, as we also try to work in legacy for them so that we can break some of these generational things that we have been through in our lives with our parents and grandparents. And so I hope that you found this very helpful. Um, and BSTARS will continue to strive to bring you all important information all around. And it's like, hey, what does this have to do with breastfeeding education and support? It has everything to do with it because here it is. Breast milk is like the best start for your baby in terms of breastfeeding, but that's a start. So there's so many other things in which we need to be able to support our healthy babies through breastfeeding and all that. But as they grow and get into school and the other things like that, just there are all these other supporting factors. And so that is where we find our sisters and our family tie into what they do in their life. And so I love this work. Y'all who know me, just networking is just one of my passions. And so it's like I didn't have to go far to ask someone who's near and dear and who I trust to be able to talk to you all a little bit about it. You may or may not go to their website directly, but hopefully we put on your mind that you need to go somewhere. Okay. All right, sis. All right. So in follow up, I wanted you all to know there are a few things that we are planning on doing for BSTARS. We spoke about having a barbecue sometime in the fall. Oh, our beautiful fall weather came in beautifully. And in Memphis, yes, we know the weather changes from hour to day by day. So I'm going to put out a poll to see when we think we want to get together on a Saturday afternoon to do a potluck barbecue over at Overton Park. where we used to have our barbecues. We're still going to be mommies and be as safe and all that as possible as we look and protect our nieces and nephews the way we do. But just a fun event, not on a Wednesday, that we could get together for a little while and just check in. The check-in is real. uh uh Self-care is real. Mental health issues are real, and so sometimes we just need to lay eyes on each other. I need y'all to lay eyes on me as well. So look out for that poll. Other thing, although we're doing the virtual still, thank you for putting Page Life Solutions on our chat. The other thing that we are doing, virtual. Yes. So our plan is we're going to continue this virtual platform until next year. I know. It's rough and I miss you all. However, we're still trying to be safe about things. And as the cooler weather comes in, and we know life and living is a little different, as we are still dealing with the after effects of COVID and other things. We will be bringing this to you still monthly. However, our next baby shower, which will either be February or March of 2023, which will be here before y'all know it, and of course it's based off weather, will be in person back at the Hickory Hill Community Center, back where we usually have it. I love their facility. So that is the plan. So after that, as the weather improves, it will be our goal, God willing, to start meeting back in person the last Wednesday of the month at the main library, Benjamin Hooks. So that's the plan. The world doesn't fall apart between now and then, God willing. So other than that, we, as I've been talking to you all for the last couple of months, we have been trying to figure out how to bring the Black course to Memphis. So, along in this work, some of us have come to find, because of a choice of a thing, that there actually might be a profession behind this. And so the Black course is one around becoming an IBCLC. And so allows those hours to be able to, it can be one of the requirements for doing that. And so you all know that there's definitely a continued need for more Black lactation professionals and IBCLCs. And so a few years ago, right before COVID, I think we were like the last in-person CLC course uh, on earth before everything happened. So we just continue to do what we do. And our next endeavor is going to be bringing the Black course here spring of 2023. So if you all are interested in being a part of that, we're going to try our best to have it discounted, get them here, take this course. I'm excited to have them here and get some more people of color to be lactation professionals. But please know that this course is for everyone. We need everyone to be able to show up and take this as well. We need our allies to have an understanding of the help that we need, and just, to learn together. This doesn't work if we don't do this together. All right, well, that's enough. Love y'all. Miss you all. All right. I shall talk to you later. Till next month. Well, which is in a little bit. You'll see things along the way. Okay. Bye.